Hey guys, welcome. This is our video for the study guide. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to go over the answers real quick for the first four. If you need help setting up and solving proportions, then you're in a lot bigger trouble than I thought. So let's just go with the answers for the first four. Number 1, we get x equals 10. Number 2, we get x equals 2. Number 3, we get x equals 8.5. And number 4, we get x equals 3. Okay, so those are the first four. Just wanted to get those out of the way. Okay, let's go ahead and get the next set. Here we go. All right, number 5. Okay, so number 5, we have two complementary angles. So two angles that add up to 90. So I don't know what they are, but they add up to 90. Their ratios are 7 to 11. So we're going to do 7x plus 11x. And the reason why we're doing x is to keep the ratio of 7 to 11. But 7 plus 11 doesn't equal 90. So we're going to have to go ahead and solve this. So we're going to add those two together. We get 18x equals 90. X equals 5. Now the question states what's the smallest angle or the smaller angle. So we got to plug it back in. And we get 35. And this one we're going to get 55. So clearly my answer is 35 degrees is my smaller measure. Okay? Alright, next one. Let's go. Next page. Here we go. Number 6. This one was a pretty tricky one. So we have our two polygons here. Or not polygons. Yeah, polygons. And we get z, 2, 4, and 3x. And then we have this auxiliary line. This is a line that's coming off of it. That's 100. We get y, this length, 12, and 3y minus 2. Okay. Alright, first thing, I could actually find angles. Remember, angles are congruent. So this angle here is going to be congruent to this angle here. These two angles are supplementary, which makes that 80 degrees. So to find x, we're just going to do 3x equals 80. If you do that correctly, you should get 26.6 repeating. There's my x answer. That one was easy. I didn't have to do any proportions. But our next one, we have to use and solve for y first. So y corresponds to 2. So we're going to get y over 2 equals, and then we're going to get, let's see here, we got to pick from the same side first, so 12 over 4. Okay, and cross multiply those, and we should end up with y equals 6. Okay, so we got two of our answers. If I plug in y of 6 here, that's going to be 18 minus 2. That gives me 16 for this value right here. Now I can actually solve for z. To solve for z, we're going to end up with z corresponding to 12, or 16. So I'm going to put 16 over z equals, and I'm going to do 12 over 4. Again, 16 and 12 are on the same side. And if we do this correctly, z is going to end up being 5.3 repeating. Okay. Alright, there's that one. Now number 7. I'm going to go ahead and clear that page. Number 7, we get two triangles, a right triangle here and another right triangle here. And we're going to get 3, 7, and y. And over here we're going to get 5x and 4.5. Okay, when we match these things up, what's going to end up happening is no matter what I do, I'm going to suck with x and y in the same equation. I don't want that. But if I use Pythagorean's theorem, I can actually find y. So it's the two legs are squared, added together should equal the square of the hypotenuse. So we're going to get 3 squared plus y squared equals 7 squared. Okay, so we're going to end up with 9 plus y squared equals 49. Subtract the 9, we get y squared equals 40. The square root of both, we get y is equal to approximately 6.3. Then when we set up our other proportion to find x, we're going to start with x, so 5x over, and it corresponds to y. We're just going to put 6.3 equals, this is going to be 4.5. Notice, because I started with 5x, I have to go back to this side and pick that one, corresponds to 3. Go ahead and we cross multiply those, and if we do everything correctly, cross multiply and solve, we should get x equals 1.89. I'm kind of skipping some of the basic algebra here. At this point we should have the basic algebra pretty set in stone. All you have to do is multiply these two, multiply those two, then divide by 15. Use a calculator too, please. Alright, next problem. Number 8. Okay, again, we're given two triangles. Okay, they're actually right triangles as well, which is cool. We get y and 8. This is 30 degrees. This is x. We get 5 and 2.5. Okay? Well, right off the bat, I know 30 and x are congruent. Angles are congruent in similar triangles. So we get x equals 30. That was easy. And then it says 2.5 to x equals y to 8. Or you can also notice, look at 2.5 is half of 5. So y should be half of 8. That's how I know y is 4. Or we could just go ahead and set a proportion. Y over 8 equals 2.5 over 5. But again, that's going to still result with my answer of y equals 4. Okay, next question. Alright, this is a really long problem here, so we're going to go ahead and get to it. I'm not going to draw the picture for this one. I'm just going to set up my two proportions. And my two proportions are, boom, boom, boom. We're going to do 7 over 3.5, which remember, we're going to convert this into 2 over 1. So I'm just going to leave that as a note. So instead of 7 over 3.5, we're going to leave that as 2 over 1. So I'm going to say 2 over 1 is equal to, I'm going from the left triangle to the right triangle, so I'm going to do x plus 4 over, it corresponds to y. And then my second one is going to be 2 over 1 equals 3y over x. Cross multiply here. When we do that, let's go ahead and give it a line. Cross multiply, we're going to get 2y equals x plus 4. And we're going to get 2x equals 3y. Over here, if I subtract the 4, I'm going to get x equals 2y minus 4. What I can do now is I can take this section here and plug it into the x. Okay? So we're going to get 2 times x equals 3y. And again, x is this piece here. It's 2y minus 4. So this gives us 4y minus 8 equals 3y. Subtract everything, y ends up being 8. And then plug it back into the original equation, and we should get x equals 12. Okay? Alright, next. Okay, so number 12, or 10, sorry. Number 10. We have a triangle that looks like this. We got 12, 8, we got 21, 14. And what happens is we're going to go ahead and get this as MQCTP. Okay, so first of all, I see, are these two triangles similar, yes or no? That's what I'm looking for. So I see that they both share the angle C. So I have this triangle here, the little one. And then I also have the big triangle, okay? So if you can kind of see the big triangle, it's in green here, it is this one, okay? They both share this top angle, so I have an angle. And then we also have sides, okay? So I can actually do the small triangle, 12 over 21, so left to right, equals, this side's going to be 20, if you add them together, equals over here 35. If you actually cross multiply those, you're going to get the right answer. So I have a calculator off screen. So 21 times 20 is going to give me 420. And then we're going to get 12 times 35, and that's going to also be 420. Okay, so that checks off. So these triangles are similar by side, angle, side. And the congruency statement should be triangle CQT is similar to triangle C matches with C, Q matches with M, and P matches with T matches with P. All right. Our next triangle, if you take a look at it, I'm going to do this one really fast. Number 11, we have two angles. So the answer is angle, similarity. There's the bell. That means class is out. So you guys can just finish the video. You don't have to watch it anymore. Just kidding. Alright, yeah, so triangle, we get the similarity statement, just so you can double check, is x, z, y is similar to triangle E, W, N. Okay, that one was easy because they gave us the two angles, and x obviously corresponds with E, W with Z, so y has to go with N. Alright, 12. 12 was a good one. 12, we're going to go ahead and draw it out. We get F, R, T, L. Okay, and here's H. I have congruent angles right there. We get 12 and 16. And we get 24 and 15, I believe, yeah. Okay, we got to match the right pieces. So I know that 12 corresponds with 16 because they're the two smallest of their sides. And then I know that 15 corresponds with 24. So I'm going to go 15 over 24 equals 12 over 16. Again, if we cross multiply these, it doesn't work. So our answer is not similar. Sorry, no soup for you. Alright, this next one is a good picture to draw. Actually, you have it on your paper already, so I'm going to just draw it as two separate triangles. We have B, D, E, and we have A over here, C, B. Okay, notice they both share B, so that's where we get our second angle from. And they already have AE. So we do know these triangles are similar by angle similarity. And the triangle that matches is going to be E matches EBD. So E matches with A, B matches with B, and C matches with D. Okay, that was number 13. Alright. 14. This one's a good picture to draw, definitely, for sure. For sure. Let's get to see how good my drawings are. Okay, P, R, Q, Y, Z, and X. Okay, 6, 4, 7, 10.5. And 9 and 6. Okay, cool. Again, the way we want to do this is set up the smaller pieces with each other, and the larger pieces with each other. So I'm going to go from the small to big. So I get 7 over 10.5. Those are the two biggest sides. Then we're going to go with the medium size. That's going to be 6 to 9. And then the smallest sides, 4 to 6. Okay. Oops. There we go. 4 to 6. I gotta check each of those ratios. If it's true, it's side, side, side. Okay, so we're gonna do 7 divided by 10.5, and I get 0.6 repeating. This is also gonna be 0.6 repeating, and this is also 0.6 repeating. So I know it's side, side, side similarity. My triangle statement's difficult. Okay, I'm gonna write this in any order I want. The first one, Q, R, P is similar to what? Notice Q is in between the two larger segments. Z is also in between the two larger segments. That's how I know Z matches with Q. X is between the two smaller segments, and so is P. That's how I know that matches with X, which means R has to go with Y. Pretty cool. Okay. 15, a triangle within a triangle, inception, we love it. Okay, we know these two angles are congruent. I get 10 out here and then 6. I get 8 out here and 4.8. Okay, so we just got to set a proportion. We're going to go 10 to 6, they match, and 8 to 4.8, they match. Again, I went big to the big, 10 to 6, and 8 to 4.8, small to small. Cross multiply, this works. So we're happy, we're good. We got to set up our proportion correctly. The top is J, H, K. and R, T, and this is S.